Hello, Sagittarius. This is your tarot reading for January 2016. It's December 2016. I'm already thinking ahead about the year-end tarot readings for 2017 predictions, which will be coming up in a couple of weeks. Okay, so, Page of Wands tried to come up. I'm going to cut the cards. Okay. The first card, Seven of Wands. This card can mean letting down your defenses, giving up a struggle. This is the Empress in reverse. Usually because this is a major arcana, it emphasizes the positive qualities of a woman. But when it's reversed, this actually might have a lot to do with a specific woman who is not in control of herself. Sometimes the Empress can represent a woman, when it's reversed, a woman who's lonely, who's gone through a lot of heartbreak. I have the Queen of Cups reversed, and this is pretty interesting. Especially when I get two very important female images in the tarot next to each other. So this Queen of Cups is reversed, and I just got through talking about a reversed Empress and what that means. Well, when the Queen of Cups is reversed, this is a woman who's not in control of her emotions. Keep in mind, this is a water sign. This is someone who can be jealous, depressed. Heading into the present, I have the Karma card, or the Judgment card in the Rider-Waite. This particular deck, the Witch's Tarot, has Major Arcana 20. The card number 20 in the Major Arcana listed as Karma. And so this is about judgment. It's usually the Judgment card. But it's also about renewal, going through a shift or a change that's permanent. I have Two of Cups, which will be in the middle. And of course, this is about commitment and a union, emotional union between two people in love. I have a King of Pentacles. And this is interesting as well. So I'm looking at a lot of interesting relationships evolve here, what I'm looking at so far in the 6 cards. I have one Major Arcana, an Empress card with Karma. A shift in female energy or a situation with a specific woman, or a relationship with a specific woman, or even a mother. The Empress does represent motherhood, but also I'm looking at this King of Pentacles under this Queen of Cups reversed. And I'm thinking that maybe this Karma card has a lot to do with this shift to emotional, this commitment and this loving relationship that I'm seeing here, or even marriage. Okay, heading into the future, I have an 8 of Cups. This is about leaving something behind. Now, don't panic. This is about leaving something behind, making an emotional sacrifice. And maybe this is something that is good, because I'm getting a sense that with the Karma and the Two of Cups, that there's a relationship that will require some type of sacrifice. Okay? Usually it is about deserting possible happiness, leaving happiness behind. But it's also about giving joy, sacrificing yourself emotionally. And sometimes it's not always about leaving something behind. It's about the emotional give and take. What is it that I have to give up for me to be happy? Okay. The next card, I have a Seven of Swords, and this is important because we're talking about secrets. Someone who might be keeping information from you. It's usually a warning because you should be aware that you may not know everything there is to know. Okay? For instance, you might be ecstatic or in love right now with this Two of Cups, but you just need to be very careful with your emotions because there could be something that you find out that you didn't expect that just happens out of the blue. So don't allow yourself to get carried away. And take note, the wands, which are fire, which is your energy, this is about, the Seven of Wands is reversed. This is about letting down your guard, okay? You see him being defensive, fighting obstacles, standing on his own. Be very careful about that, okay? So these two sevens are very important as well, because 7 is the number of transition and change and revising and dealing with struggle. It's definitely the number of struggle. The last card is the Hermit. Okay, so now we get back to loneliness a little bit and contemplation. And I get a sense here in the future that there's an emotional shift or change that's bringing about maybe a little bit of deception, like I didn't know this, and you might have to pull back and think about things and contemplate what's going on. Okay, I don't know if it's that serious. I don't feel it's like a serious issue. I'm getting a sense of falling in love and being caught up in a romance. And then a little later on, you sort of start coming to your senses, or someone comes to their senses or goes through a whole shift. And all of a sudden, they're heading out the back door. And this Hermit is indicating that you're like, well, what happened here? Okay, let me try to pick up the pieces and figure something out. So Sagittarius, it seems like the tarot is saying, just be careful. This could be a warning. This isn't necessarily something that has to happen. But the message that is coming through is that this is about a union, an emotional commitment, and you don't want to get blindsided. Okay? You don't want to end up being vulnerable. Okay? And there could be someone with that Cups energy. Here we have that Queen of Cups, who could represent the energy of a man or a woman. The Queen of Cups represents a certain behavior, not necessarily always a particular person with a water sign, but these cups are very meaningful when you look at them together, okay? Emotions upside down, whoever this person is, maybe they're not completely, they're the type of person who gets swept up away in a relationship, and they lose their senses, and they really throw they really snow you. And keep in mind, water and fire are not necessarily compatible. So Sagittarius, being a fire element, you have someone with water in reverse coming and just sweeping your senses and pulling you along. And then you wonder, well, what's going to come of it? And then we go to that 8 of Cups here. So basically, keep your wits about you, Sagittarius, because as always, you're a very smart person out of all the astrological signs. Okay, so now I'm going to shuffle for an outcome card. And I have a Queen of Wands in reverse. Wands are your fire. Maybe your energy is going to be a little, after the shift here, maybe this is going to throw you out of sorts, Sagittarius. But what I will say to you is that this is something that I think you just need a little bit time. I think what this card means in the outcome is that you're going to be out of sorts for a little bit to think about things as indicated by the Hermit. But I think you'll get back on your feet and you'll sort out what happened here. And I'm not necessarily even saying that, if someone is coming into your life that they're going to be gone or whatever's happening with this other person, because I'm doing all this in the context of a relationship question. I think that, one, don't let this person affect you too much, but I think that whatever happens with the Seven of Swords and Eight of Cups, don't let it, you'll probably be like, oh, I just need to step back. I think you'll be angry. I think you'll be, whatever this person does, what I'm seeing with the Seven of Swords, I think you'll be angry. I think that you will kind of feel like a fool and you're like, why did I even buy into this? But you'll pull out of this, okay? And even if you are being level-headed through all of this, I think the tarot is saying just be prepared to be a little bit disappointed or get certain information that you didn't know before. It's going to come your way. And there might be things going on with a relationship or several relationships where you'll need to pull back and say, okay, I'm not sure I trust this person. I'm disappointed at the way things are turning out. And so that's pretty much what I see happening with this Queen of Wands in reverse. Because it is fire, I think this represents a little bit of what you're going to have to be dealing with here. Someone betraying your trust, which I know you really don't tolerate because fire signs have a very strong streak of loyalty. Okay? So Sagittarius, that was your reading. And as always, my thank you to everybody for comments and donations and allowing me to read for you. And if you're thinking, wow, this was a great video, I would like one of my own, you can look in the description of the video and you can get your own video reading sent to you personally. So check it out. And I hope everybody's having a wonderful holiday season. Year-end predictions for 2017 are on the way. Very excited about that. So take care, and I will talk to you soon.